Okay, so I'm quite a way into my little book project now regarding my boxing. We'll start again. So tomorrow I'm interviewing someone very special, actually, someone that I followed when I was younger, and it just so happens that I train in the same place that he trained in. So you might guess who it is, obviously, by looking around. But for me tomorrow it's going to be quite a big day. This is an inspirational guy who's very nice. He's very down to earth. And we're going to look forward to seeing him sitting in the front of my van where all the others have sat. I hope you don't think I'm coming to collect him in my Aston Martin, because I'm certainly not. It's Thursday morning, the kids have gone to school, it's nice and peaceful. I'm just getting ready to go over to the gym this morning to meet my next guest. Superstar, down to earth, very nice guy. Who was very inspirational for me when I was in my 20s and 30s. 20s really. Years ago, I still pinch myself today that I'm actually meeting these sort of people, because I'm not in the boxing world. I'm a boxing fan that's making his own journey and actually scratching the surface of the boxing world. So when it comes to people like the chap we're meeting today, these are them times in your life where you think to yourself, you've done really well here. Do you know what I mean? But it also says a lot about the people that I'm meeting, because these are just regular people who have achieved stuff in life that sets benchmarks for others in the future. When I say they're regular people, they are. When you meet them, they're funny. They're just down to earth people. They're like who have achieved great things. And this guy this morning is without doubt in that bracket. So. Got the film out of the freezer yesterday. So we're using a Yashica twin lens, and then I've got my large format camera, a couple of rolls of film. The gym's a little bit dark inside, like the lighting's fine for training, but the gym is a little bit dark when it comes to shooting film. So I'm going to be taking some of this as well, which is Ilford HP4. FP4, sorry, not HP4, FP4 Plus. And delving into the life of a Welsh boxer that was very influential. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so while I'm doing this video, I thought I'd give you a quick insight into how I load the film. Now, the one thing I love about what I'm doing, or what I do, is the fact that I'm shooting on film. And the reason I've gone back to film, and others have heard this obviously in the past of some of my videos, is because it's tangible. It's a living document. I'm not a fan of today's modern world sometimes. I think it's too digital, too unoriginal, but then call me a cynic and a miserable old git, really. And by the way, this is my wife, Emma. Say hello, Emma.
Hello, Emma.
There's the parrot. The wife talks more than the parrot. There we go. And anyway, so the film gets loaded into the cassettes, okay? And then what I do is I have to slide the cassettes into the back of the camera, take the meter readings, and then take the shots, come back home, put the cassettes back into the tent, unload the film, and then go and send the film for process. And I was thinking about this only the other day. This is quite important. This is not quite important. This is important work, especially to me. But it is important work because I'm meeting some astonishing. Well, all of them are astonishing, and this could be used in the archives for the sport of boxing in the future. And I'd be so proud if these negatives were actually put into the archives, because they are a living historical document. But one of the things that I'm hoping to do with this project as well is create a website. There's me moaning about the digital world, but create a website and use all of this stuff as references and resources for people in the future. Because through this journey, I'm learning an awful lot about the world of boxing and people I didn't even know. Because you can't know every single fighter or boxer. It's unless you're a historian and you're absolutely mad about the sport. But I can see there's going to have to be a few books made in this. So this is going to be round one of 3 minutes. Anyway, I better get on and put this film in. So I've got 6 sheets of film loaded, bit of Ilford, FP4, beautiful film this is. And then we've got some medium format film to go in the Yashica. Your thoughts on who I'm meeting today? Because he has been, like for me and you, I mean, when we first bumped into him, it was quite wow, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's a special bloke, isn't he? And he's a lovely.
Very down to earth. He
is down to earth. We're not just saying this because I'm meeting him today, but he is very down to earth, isn't he? So right, well, you better get back on where you were then.
Yeah. Sorry.
So what are you saying sorry for? So everyone, we're back in the van. By the way, the person who's sitting next to me don't actually. Well, I've just informed him about the van, but anyway, let's introduce you to who's with me. It's the one and only Mr. Calzaghe. Now, Joe,
how are you doing, buddy?
This is becoming the mastermind seat for boxers, yeah. And as I said to John the other month and everyone else, Eddie Avoff sat here.
Oh, Eddie himself.
John Conti sat here. So hopefully it's going to put a few quid on my van. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. And thanks for the coffee.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, that was one thing I wanted to ask you because, you know, you love your coffee, don't you?
I do.
Is that the Italian in you think? Because I love my coffee.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny. My dad's Italian, my mum as well. So
right.
My mum's more of a coffee person.
Oh, really?
She used to love the coffee, bless her. And Dad, he didn't really drink that much coffee.
Right.
He liked the tea.
Did he?
But yeah. So
okay.
yeah, I love coffee, mate. And this is not a bad coffee.
No, it's nice. Just round the corner. Right. So I didn't get you a cornetto, though, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, but I can't be having cornetto.
Well, that's
too
fair
early
enough.
for a cornetto.
So, I mean, this is a real privilege for me, and you probably get driven mad with. The one thing that I think about when I look up there, I'm just looking up the front of the drive, is the first time I've ever bumped into you, and it wasn't that long ago, was it? And I actually blocked you in from getting into your own place. So
stalker, mate.
No, don't fucking say it like that. I'm not a stalker, really. And I was just trying to get the times so I could work out.
It was lucky because I popped down for a reason, and the gym's never open in the afternoon, so
yeah,
it's meant to be, mate.
It was. And then I drove him fucking mad. You could tell that, but I couldn't help myself because I was like, "Oh God, this is Joe Calzaghe." So the one thing, Joe, that I want to just say to people is that I'm a fan. I'm not a boxing journalist.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people have ever said this to you, but you know, when you was on your journey, I was on my personal journey, but I was also on your journey.
Yeah.
So it's really lovely now that I've got to meet you and I've seen you a few times and blah, blah, blah. But it was as if like you weren't a friend, but I was with you all the time along that journey. Do people ever say that to you?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Do you know you'd wake up
and
Joe's fighting tonight?
You know, it is nice and it's pretty humbling and
it's lovely.
It's nice the fact that you know I made such a difference to a lot of people from my career, and it's been so long ago. I'm retired now. Sometimes you forget, you know what I mean. So I'm so outside the boxing, my everyday life now. So it's really nice when people see all your fights. They followed you and you know they say their dads or their mum. You know.
Well, you spoke to my old man the other month, didn't you?
Yeah.
I watched, by the way, this morning, I watched, I thought I've got to do it, I watched the Chris Eubank fight this morning. Which was fun.
Eubank fight, yeah, that was a tough fight, that.
And I watched the Brewer fight. The Brewer fight.
That was,
That was an interesting one, wasn't it? But anyway, we'll get into that later on. But this is an absolute pleasure, and thanks for helping me out with this, mate, honestly. Cheers, thank you. Right. So, Joe, this weren't the original where it started, was it? This was the second.
Yeah, so about 5 minutes on the road.
Yeah.
It was the original boxing gym we were getting. First started, when first walked through the doors as a 9-year-old. It was, made out of wood, tin, you know.
There's a photograph around there of you dressed in a blue Adidas tracksuit. Is that the one that you're standing outside?
Yeah, the old shed, And I literally, I think it was, I beat you back in 97. So I was world champion boxer there, and it was built next to Weber's Rugby Club.
Right.
It's built over like a river, right? So they basically said that you need to get out of this gym, it's derelict, so they'll knock it down.
Right.
You may fall through the floor, right? Seriously. So, so I trained in age 9, beat you back, and then about 1999, the council couldn't just get the world champion out. So basically, you know, it was nice. We got this old rugby club.
Right.
So that was cheap, and we had money from the council to put a ring in, and as we went along, we added some bags and so on, which was good. And they knocked that down. It didn't take long. It completely overlapped, which was sad because so many memories there. But it was good that I could get a proper boxing.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a proper boxing. Like how I achieved what I achieved in boxing as an amateur as well, and to be a world champion from that gym with such a limited amount of equipment, resources, even the toilet, we had a shower in there. We had a very small makeshift ring and little bags we couldn't move around,
and that's really important, because one of the things that I've noticed since I've been doing this is the fact that if you don't go to places like London, you wouldn't even get recognised. So you have done something even more achievable in the fact that you come from here and you stayed here and you built everything from here, whereas a lot of people would go to London just to get that little bit more, maybe.
The experience with the sparring is one thing. I think when I was coming through, in the amateurs, I was the ABA champion 3 times. I lost in the final 1 year, like 3 consecutive ABA. She went to Barcelona Olympics, or slowly there. She went to Barcelona Olympics. So it's hard to get fights. Also it's hard to get sparring, but I suppose later on, my fitness was my key asset. I was supremely fit, thanks to God bless him, my dad Enzo. I kicked my ass 24/7 as a kid. I always had a great engine, I always trained hard. And if you look around here, mate, like people come into this place and see the hills. This is a training camp. Like we get sparring partners coming in with pro, and they come for a run in the morning, they'd be spent before sparring. So it was like they come. I remember Nick Manners. I sparred with a boy from Leeds, Nick Manners. I boxed him actually. I sparred with a B-bank fight, and there's a hill called the Camden Hill. It was one of my regular routes, but the hill was like a good 2.5 miles long, 5-mile trek, but the hill would go up, gradual climb. And I took Nick for a jog in the morning, and I'll never forget. I run into the top, I'm looking behind me. I think, where's he going? And he's in the bus coming up the hill. So he got the lift on the bus, went to the top, and he got up at the top. He's it's hard enough to spar with you. I'm not doing this right. So the hill, obviously the training was here. I'll be honest, at kids a young age, I met by Joe Junior and Connor, so I was a young dad. So to me, I like to be with my family. With here as well, when I'm here. The training was here, Dad was happy here, my mum and dad. I got left alone here more than any place. I'm just Joe. Not Joe the world champion, just Joe. And that's that is for me, for someone like me, and obviously I'm a fan, but when you live in a place like this, the culture here is very interesting, isn't it, mate? And I don't think people will quite understand that statement that you've made that he's just regular Joe here, but he is. But believe me, because I live here myself, and actually that might have helped you a little bit more, because you wouldn't have been pestered by people like me. Maybe. I don't know. But he's Darren. By the way, Darren, I wanted to say I really enjoyed that last podcast that you did with him. This is the betting shop version. This is the cheaper version. So I'm sorry for everyone. It was a great. But Darren said about the hills, didn't he? So I live here, but people obviously do notice that the hills and the running up the hills and the training side of things, and that's key, really, isn't it? Your conditioning. I appreciate this even more now since I've been training here, because I did one round in there
and I was fucked.
Yeah.
So
It's hard.
it is hard. It just makes me admire all of you even more. I mean, when they was doing the 15 rounders, you know, you guys, I mean, the conditioning is mental, and I don't know how you lot do it. I don't know how you do it. So I admire you even more, because when I go in there, I've had the privilege of just standing there, but going in there is, it's hard, isn't it, mate? It's hard.
It is hard, but you know, it's that's something I've done from age of 19.
Yeah.
You know, and my first national many times as 12, 13-year-old. So, you know, just having my dad, Enzo, you know, bless him, like
He was great.
he sort of seen something at a young age to keep pushing me. We didn't have much when we were young, you know, it was pretty tough, but he has always supported me and my mum, and kicked my ass. And then I'll be honest with you, teenagers, like every teenager, some days I want to go to the gym, you know, I just sit down and talk to them, and some days I'll be like, I want to quit.
Yeah.
Because I just be in a mood, my teenager, right? And you sit down and just, but yeah, a great team. And going back to the training here as well, it's like, yeah, this is where I was trained, you know. When I had the big fights late in my career, you fight in America, you fight in Vegas, you fight in Madison Square Garden, you know, you fight in big fights, unification fights against Kessler in the National Stadium, which was a dream.
Oh, yeah.
And but I'm training in this gym. And I got the same faces, and I was pretty blessed because we had a great gym. It was myself, Enzo Macronelli, who was world champion with Gavin Reese, Nathan Cleverly trained during Bradley Price, world champion. So we all sparred together,
Okay,
you know, and because I had hand trouble the last maybe 5-6 years of my career, it was really bad. I couldn't really spar hard, which probably worked out great because I adapted my style probably a bit more because of my left hand being a southpaw. I was bust man that, you know, I had problems with my left hand. I had to adapt my style to use more speed and combinations, which probably added to my longevity with regards to one try knocking me out. If you look at Eubank, nobody drops Eubank on his ass. As Eubank said, nobody puts him on his back. And you're great. I was a big puncher. They look at fight, you know, very inexperienced. I knocked everybody by one person out before that fight. I was a big puncher. And as my career sort of evolved, you know, I had to use my head more, use my speed, and not load up the left hand, and you know, and just as well, I was fast, and I had a great engine because to be able to punch output I used to do it. In certain fights, you know, it was needed, you know.
He did well to get up as quickly. I watched it this morning. I mean, you clumped him, but he's a funny. I want to meet him because, to be honest, he was a big inspiration for me. I always wanted. Everyone hated him when I was growing up, and I was like, he's fucking great, he is, because he was so different.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I personally, like, I remember, obviously, listen, I was got like Nigel Benn, Steve Collins, these fighters, man. I remember I was about 19.
Yeah.
So I was winning the ABAs and thinking one day that's what I want to be next to these guys, and to actually fight, you know, Chris Eubank was quite daunting because I'd watched this guy and I knew he'd be a tough fight because I knew what Eubank was like.
Eubank.
Yeah, it's Eubank, man. It's like, you know, I remember BC for the first time, you know. It's like,
he had some fucking front, didn't he, Chris Eubank, didn't he? You know, when he used to stand in. I watched the ring walk this morning, and let's be honest, you was a bit of a showboat. You thoroughly enjoyed walking out into that crowd with a Prodigy going on, and blah de blah, and he's just standing there doing his silly little, you know, and that must have been such a buzz. I mean, they're the moments in your career. No one can experience that. You're the only person who's got that. That's a wonderful thing to have. But anyway, thanks for doing this, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm going to ask you another question in a minute, but I'm going to turn this off because you might laugh at this. Give me a second. I would have got that way. First to 5.
go on then, let's go.
Yeah, you sure? Oh, I'll cover that. You've got to cancel that out. I'm going to stand in my own block. All right. So what's this? We've got one. Is that one? Come on, Joe. It don't count, does it? Alright, alright.
We can feed him right now.
Last one, eh? That hurt you. Gotcha. Alright then, sorry. Alright then. Well done. Alright?
I can't lose anything, right?
It's nearly there. Nearly there. Go on.
Still number one.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So, that's that one done. You got away with that one. I'll be back. Alright? It's like a museum in here. These are the places we need to be getting our kids to come in and train. Inspirational, you know, great for fitness, good for young people. So yeah, it's an absolute dream to come do this today. So there we go, there's the interview with Joe Calzaghe. More an experience for me than an interview. You know, I am lucky that I've met him a few times. Obviously I train here. This has done me the world of good training here. Because you really understand how hard these guys have to work to get to them levels. It's just it's a different world, and to be able to train in here with all of that stuff around you, you know, I appreciate it maybe more than others because I was growing up in that time when Joe was doing all the stuff we've spoken about today. But you know, these are them pinch yourself moments where you think, how on earth have I achieved it? How on earth is this happening? But these people are just normal people, and they've set a level, and it just shows you that if you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. You can achieve anything you want within reason if you work hard enough, and that's what Joe's done. And obviously his dad was a huge part of that. You know, there will never be a story like this ever again, probably. So for me today to be able to come here and have a bit of time with him, it's just been wonderful, and I hope you've all enjoyed it.